new bill is on the House floor in Harrisburg aimed to help people with student loans. One representative is looking out for the future of graduating students. With your second look, here's Andrew Robinson.
Something is happening in the halls of the Capitol building in Harrisburg that may help students statewide enrolled in higher education. Mike O'Brien is a representative for the 175th District in Pennsylvania and is introducing some legislation that may help students cut down on their college debt after they graduate.
I have two kids that are 28 and 32, and as I talk with their friends, you keep hearing the reoccurring theme about how they're drowning in debt. So we need to take some steps to help mitigate this debt.
One of the steps Representative O'Brien is referring to is House Bill number 607 that he brought to the table and about 20 House members co-sponsor. If passed, the bill will allow students to claim a $2,500 tax credit per year for interest paid on an individual's student loans.
And certainly the easiest out of the blocks is to take Pennsylvania state income tax and allow that to be deducted from the loan. So it's not a big chunk, but it's a step along the way. It gives folks just a little breathing room.
The bill would provide a tax credit to individuals making up to $75,000 and couples making up to $155,000.
Pennsylvania has a large system of state education, the PASHE system. Whereas it's still a bargain, it tends to be more expensive than state universities in other states.
On average, students in Pennsylvania pile up $18,000 to $24,000 of student debt per year, putting them at number 3 in the country for the highest student debt, averaging just more than $31,500 at graduation. Student loans trail mortgages for the second largest form of consumer debt nationwide. Shippensburg University President Dr. Harpster said he will support any plan that helps a student save money.
I'm in favor of any plan that's going to save you money and help me get more resources. Okay? So at the core of this plan, if it's going to help you and me, absolutely I'm going to be in favor of it. All right?
While this bill may not help President Harpster directly with all of the state education cuts, students around the Commonwealth will benefit.
Hopefully that gets the conversation going, that allows us to come up with new and different sources of help with this, and hopefully we can get this generation of students to a place that their debt isn't strangling.
With student debt at an all-time high, Representative O'Brien said even his own children will not have the opportunity to invest in life's big purchases as he did growing up.
My kids have no expectation of ever owning a house. It's unfair to this generation.
If approved, the proposed bill would go into effect in 60 days. To show your support for the bill, call your local legislatures. We've put a link to find your local legislatures on sutvnews.com.
While in his current position for only a few months, Shippensburg University President Jody Harpster is facing a few issues, including state-funded education cuts. President Harpster is looking for a plan to minimize the effects on students and staff. Here's Tyler McLaughlin with your second look.
Where are we supposed to go? Where are we going? Coming up next, a member of Shippensburg's LGBT community is here to talk with us about the university's plans to make all students feel safe and comfortable.
And later, we get musical with Redneck Ruckus. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Hey, Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. Emily Danielson Burke is the Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life and a member of the LGBT Concerns Committee. She joins us here today to help us understand how the university is making LGBT students feel safe and welcome. Thanks a lot, Emily, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So why don't you start off by just telling us a little bit about what you do here at Shippensburg?
Here at the university, I'm the Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life. So I work with all of the social Greek letter organizations, advisement, policy, things like that. My role on the LGBT Concerns Committee is a little bit different, as that's not specifically part of my job, but it's something that I do to give back to the university community.
Okay, before we talk about your roles and a little bit about what you do and what the committee does, let's first take a look at what President Harpster had to say concerning the LGBT community here at Shippensburg.
But I don't think it's a perfect place. I think there's certainly many things yet to be done on this campus for not only persons of difference, if you would consider LGBT students in that regard, but persons of color as well.
Okay, so what do you think some of the concerns from the LGBT community are here on campus?
I think most of the concerns from that committee, from the students, is the same as any students feel. You know, they want to be safe, they want to feel included, and they want to feel like they have a voice at the table when their needs and challenges are addressed.
Okay, and have you heard concerns voiced about students not feeling like they're being accepted or being accepted by people here at the university, or is Shippensburg a welcoming place for most students?
I think Shippensburg is a welcoming place, but sometimes you have to find where you fit in and where you are welcome. So I think that those are some of the concerns that the students have. I think there are valid concerns about perceptions, about ways that they may be treated, inequalities, access to things like gender-neutral bathrooms, or things and events and programs that they feel welcome at. They feel like their needs are being spoken about in a public forum.
Speaking of gender-neutral bathrooms, do you know a couple of locations for these bathrooms around campus anywhere? Or yes. I know a lot of students have been looking for them.
There is one in the Cub. There's also a complete list on the GLBT Concerns Committee website so that people can go and check that for themselves. Additionally, if there are locations that they feel bathrooms should be added or additionally available, they can let us know that information and we can work on behalf of them to see that happen.
Okay, that's cool. What are some of the events and speakers that the LGBT Commission and Committee have planned for students, have done in the past, and have coming up here in the future?
One of the major projects that we've been working on this year, rollover from last year, is our Safe Zone training and committee. It helps individuals who are interested in being allies. It provides them with a short training so that they can assist students who are maybe facing challenges, not feeling like they're accepted. It's really a safe place and a safe space for them on the campus.
Okay, and what improvements do you think Shippensburg is going to make here in the future to make sure that the LGBT community is feeling accepted?
I think we're going to continue to do and build on the things that we have been working on. We're going to continue to work with the student group SAFE so that there is an active LGBTQ ally, whatever that acronym may be, that meets your needs. So there is a group and a space for students to be active and be welcoming, for them to be involved in kind of creating some of their own programming so that they're active and feeling supported.
Could you describe the SAFE program a little bit deeper? That
the student group or the training itself?
Either or. The group itself and then some of the training that some of the people receive to make sure that they're handling the needs of students.
The group is student-led. Their advisor is Dr. Jen Clements, and they meet Thursdays at 8 p.m. in Cub 238, and they work on policy advancement, they work on programming, and they work on creating a social space that's safe and welcoming for all students.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Emily, for joining us today. And coming up next, a member of Shippensburg we will have a live playing within the studio from a student that is a musician, so stick with us.
are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Hey.
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
It's close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
While in his current position for only a few months, Shippensburg University President Jody Harpster is facing a few issues, including state-funded education cuts. President Harpster is looking to minimize the effects on students and staff. Here's Tyler McLaughlin with your second look.
No question that this institution and all of the schools in the state system are facing very serious financial challenges. I have a $6 million shortfall coming this year. If I don't have some way to address that, in addition to the $34.5 million that we've cut from this institution over the last 10 years, I'm going to have to cut another $6 million this year. So in the 11th year, if you add it to the total, it'll become now $41 million that we've cut. State funding, many years ago, had been in the range of 70% or 75% state funded and 30% tuition fees. It's exactly the opposite now. Why should the person taking 13 or 14 hours subsidize the person taking 16 or 17 or 18 hours? The way it works is this. You take what the credit hours are that are offered, which is up to this point, you paid per credit hour for up to 12 hours. And if you're a grad student, regardless of how many hours you take, you pay per credit hour. Okay, so let's assume that that number is in the range of $250. So if you took 3 credits, you would pay $750, so 3 times 250. At this point in time, what the university has done is between 12 and 18 hours, which is where lots of students fall, you pay the same amount. That's not the case at many other places around the country. Many other places around the country, you pay as you go. So if you take 15 hours, you pay for 15. If you take 18, you pay for 18. At SHIP, once you pass 12 hours, you pay the same amount of money. So if you register for 18 hours, never really even intending to stay in the 18 hours, I have to make sure that I have staff, faculty, and support structure in place for all the students that say they're taking those 18. And the fact is, that's just how we've chosen to do it at SHIP over the years. A proposal was made at Millersville last year whereby they would break it down into a per tuition hour number, and they would charge regardless of how many you took by that number. In addition, and our plan was, first of all, you take what that number is, and let's use the idea that it was 250, because that's close. And you subtract, or you reduce that by 7%. So first of all, everybody gets a 7% tuition increase. Then you also take out of the money that it will generate $1.5 million for financial aid for those students whose amounts are in total going to go up. Because remember now, everyone from 12 hours up is going to be paying, where before everybody from 12 hours up basically paid 12, but didn't pay an additional $200 or $250 for 13, an additional for 14, an additional for 15. So in doing that, you create a financial model that generates more by charging more, which creates, for some students, a much greater financial challenge to them. So you set aside a significant chunk of the money that you would make to be used for aid to assist those students. And Millersville, in fact, has done that and appears to have done it quite well. And in fact, not all the money that they set aside was even used for their financial aid. So assuming we did that, so you would reduce the amount by 7%, you would set aside the money, and then you would charge by those rates. At the current time, if you took 3 credit hours more, it would cost you $550 a semester more to come to SHIP. So if you took 15 instead of 12, it would cost $550 more than 12. And if you took 18, then it's what, $1,100. It's a proposal only. The proposal has not gone forward to the state system of higher education. It's still a plan that we've been talking about here on the campus. I've been asking people if anyone can identify a mechanism for us to gain the level of resources that we need to pay the bills and do what we need to do without laying off people and dramatically changing the offering of the institution, please tell me what it is. I would say it's very unlikely that this plan could be implemented in the fall, if not impossible at this point. I'll say it again, I would still rather hear an alternative because I don't want to ask you to pay any more money than you're already paying. If Shippensburg is not able to identify additional resources substantive enough to really make a difference, then we will have to look at what changes we would have to make that would not afford you with the same level of experience that you're having right now. But I believe in the future of Shippensburg University. Okay? We will survive these challenges, we'll come through this, and we'll be better for it. I absolutely guarantee that.
Second Look would love to hear your opinion on the proposed tuition plan. Tweet us at SUTV News.
Now let's go ahead and take the package that we were alluding to earlier with the musician playing.
Hello, my name is Zach King. I play in a band called Redneck Ruckus. We're sitting at Stan's barn right now. This is a little garage that we put together with a pool table, ping pong table, mini bar, place to set the band up. A couple of my buddies here at school, we get together Saturday nights, jam out, party hard. We just got done recording our first demo CD. Should be up on Reverb Nation pretty soon. It's got 2 original songs on it and 3 covers. Our lead singer in the band wrote a couple songs. They're pretty good. I started getting into music when I was like 14 or 15. I listened to a lot of like heavy Ozzy Osbourne, stuff like that. So I wanted to learn how to play guitar, learn how to play all the crazy riffs. But I sucked at it, so I just gave it up for a while. Then when I was like 17, this guy moved next door. He played like in a bluegrass band. So he started showing me how to play like country music and stuff, and then I've just been doing it ever since. I'm gonna probably play music as long as I can. We got a bunch of gigs coming up with the band, Redneck Ruckus. Check us out on Facebook. We got a contract with the Carlisle Army Barracks. If you can get in, come see us in there at the Tiki Bar. We got a couple shows around town at like the Moose. If you're really trying to travel, we got a show in Johnstown on July 4th. Come party in Stan's barn. It's awesome. Come see us at the bars, playing gigs, and come drink some beer with us.
That's going to wrap things up today on Second Look. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tyler Baldwin.
And I'm Chris Ritter. As we leave you, communication journalism student Zach King from Redneck Ruckus is here to perform his song, Peace of Mind.
To find out how to hear more of Redneck Ruckus, visit our website, sutvnews.com. Have a good night.
I've never seen a 4-leaf clover. I've never found a pot of gold. They say I'll understand one day when I'm older, but I never learned, I've just been I've never wished upon a star. Don't know how to use my heart. They say as things get better, maybe I'll remember, but I don't know where to start. Somewhere in the distant land, there's an old me that gave a damn. Right now there's beer in a can and the sun is setting right. I'm sure you're still out there, looking for something you'll never find. But baby, I've got peace of mind. I've got peace of mind. I've got peace of mind. I've had luck, but it's all been bad. Every woman I love has left me sad. But there's no point in waiting. I'm done negotiating. You made your choice, that's too damn bad. Somewhere in a distant land, there's an old me that gave a damn. Right now there's beer in a can and the sun is setting right. I'm sure you're still out there, looking for something you'll never find. But baby, I've got peace of mind. I've got peace of mind. I've got peace of mind.